Hey, what are you doing? You shot somebody?
Our coverage of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial continues this morning. The Illinois teen faces a life sentence if convicted of shooting 3 people, killing 2 during the unrest that followed the police shooting of Jacob Blake. 12 News' legal analyst Dan Adams is joining us again this morning. And Dan, the prosecution could rest its case today. Do you think that will happen?
Well, they had their biggest witness with Kroys yesterday. That was a witness that they had to knock out of the park. And usually the state will end with its best witness or witnesses. So I think we're at the very end of the state's case. And so that could happen either today or tomorrow.
Now, once the prosecution rests its case, it's the defense's turn, obviously, to present its case. Can you describe that process and kind of tell us what the strategy could be?
Sure. In preparation of their case, the defense will have witnesses they think benefits them. And primarily, that could be the defendant. He has the absolute constitutional right and, frankly, the strategic opportunity to take the stand on his own behalf. Whether or not he does that is going to be probably the biggest decision of this entire case.
Now, in your profession, with the experience that you have, do you think that he will take the stand?
Boy, that is the $1,000 question here. Given that there isn't a whole lot of dispute about the facts in the case, the only thing that Rittenhouse would be providing is his own state of mind at the time of the 3 shootings. This is important in any self-defense case, but I wonder if the videos and the other witnesses haven't already provided that for his defense, and putting himself on creates some risks, as we saw with the cross-examination of Kroys yesterday.
Right, and time will tell. Now, yesterday, the jury heard testimony from Gage Kroys, the only survivor of that shooting. So we're going to play a little bit of that defense's cross-examination here.
You omitted the fact that you ran up on him and had a Glock pistol in your hand, right? You left that out.
Correct.
Would you think in a case where you are shot that providing the police information that you were actually possessing a firearm at the time would be relevant?
I think that's fair, yes.
Did you feel there was an imminent danger that the defendant was going to kill you?
Yes, absolutely.
Some very tense moments there. Do you think that his testimony helped support the self-defense argument?
He testified well, both for the state and the defense. I think he humanized the case. Again, he's the only surviving victim of the shootings, and he was carrying water for those 2 men who died. However, the cross-examination, part of which we just saw, was devastating for the state. The defense attorney did a very good job, culminating in Kroys admitting that he was only shot after his own pistol was pointed at Rittenhouse, which is the biggest factor here in a self-defense claim.
Right, very important details there. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for joining us once again this morning.